Rerratic Studio presents Do Epic Shit by Ankur Warikoo. Please note that this is a summary. This is just a part of Chapter 1, leave a like for more chapters.
Success and failure. My relationship with several failures has mainly influenced how I view success. The errors that I have relentlessly made throughout the years. The failures that I sat down with and thought about are what propelled me inadvertently toward achievement. This aspect of success isn't always about giving advice on how to succeed. It is more important to decide what success truly means to you, to remain loyal to it, and to use your failures as a mirror to build your own success. There is nothing better than knowing you accomplished more in 24 hours than the day had anticipated. 5 chores were on your list for this morning. Did 7 in the end. With increased output. And a lot more energy. True achievement is the feeling of excitement and passion you get when you surpass your own expectations. The best approach to discover how much more you are capable of is to push yourself over your comfort zone without even intending to. Every morning when you get up, you'll have a ton of self-doubt because of the success of others. Nevertheless, get up. You'll wish you had begun now a year from now. Starting now. Only one of these two things remains after time has passed, regret or accomplishments. You'll regret not unfollowing emotionally draining folks in a year. You will regret not saying no more often in a year. You'll regret not saying yes to yourself more regularly in a year. You will never be certain of the outcomes in a year. If you wait to start, though, you may be guaranteed of regret. What is the single most important thing you can do to advance your career? When you promise to do something, no one needs to follow up. That concludes it. The world will view our difficulties in the same way that we do. If we overstate our issues, the entire world will as well. The world will support us in being happier if we are content despite our difficulties. We can always choose how to react, even though we, nearly usually, don't pick our problems. We can never be governed by our issues if we rule ourselves. The most common misunderstanding is that they are the odd one out and everyone else is taken care of. What you do defines you. Not what you promise to do. Through our ideas, we learn about ourselves. But we can only know someone else by their deeds. Others can also say the same. They are unable to read our minds. They only observe what we do. Our words are meaningless. What they witness us doing is what counts. If commitments are not followed by deeds, they are worthless. For those who make things happen, luck comes their way. You have a better chance of getting your desired celebrity to share your content if you start producing it. You have a better chance of meeting your ideal companion if you introduce yourself to everyone. You have more chances of landing your ideal job if you send cold emails every day. Your luck depends on your choices. Likewise, your inaction does. Good fortune isn't actually luck. The eventuality of your hard effort bearing fruit is luck. Perseverance is not an overnight miracle. It is a deliberate decision that has become a habit. The Netflix series' initial episodes can be monotonous. You nevertheless continue to watch the show. It turns out that a buddy had advised you to stick with it since it will ultimately get fascinating. What if we approached our path and our goals in the same manner? Even if they start out dull, stick with them since soon they'll grow intriguing. Nothing comes from doing nothing. Persistent attempts lead to a habit where you are unable to behave mortally. One life is all we have. Why limit yourself to one identity? Why are you unable to run a business while producing content? Why aren't you able to work a regular job while still selling your artwork on Instagram? Why aren't you able to apply to business schools while still playing professional sports? We yearn for novelty yet choose for a one-career existence. Despite our need for novelty, we tend to define ourselves by only one position, title, function, or label. We only get one life. But we don't have to be a single entity. The secret to beating the content game is consistency combined with authenticity. The content game works like magic for you when you are consistently producing material, daily, 3 times per week, or weekly. You are you. You don't have to change who you are. This makes the procedure enjoyable. Everyone comments on how simple the difficult task is for you, and it eventually becomes effortless for you. If you are not yourself, consistency will be difficult for you. Nobody can maintain a facade for very long. Not just for substance, though. Real, forever. Success and failure will be continuously defined for you by the outside world. Self-awareness is the consciousness of this. Have a job. Success. Landed a job at CTC that paid less than the neighbors. Failure. Got hitched at age 25. Success. Divorced before age 30. Failure. The world has really defined your existing definitions of success and failure. Feel free to edit them. For you personally. It doesn't matter if you fail in the eyes of the world if you stay faithful to them. It doesn't matter whether you are successful in the eyes of the outside world if you don't stay loyal to them. Your relationship with yourself determines your level of success. Do not wait to find out what you should be doing if you are not content with your current situation in life. Leave your current living situation now. Start your investigation now. Don't put off choosing a location. Moving out does not imply giving up what you already have. Giving yourself room to explore new ideas is what it entails. If you have a job you detest but it pays well, keep it but psychologically and emotionally go. Find new opportunities as your job. The amateur who just shows up every day is the pro. Nobody is a pro by birth. The amateur who put in their repetitions is the pro. The expert is the novice who developed a passion for the task. The amateur who opted for practice and sleep over binge viewing is the pro. The amateur who put in the most effort despite having no audience is the pro. The amateur who persisted even when nothing seemed to be working is the professional. The amateur who resisted the label of amateur is the pro. They decided to let their labor of love speak for itself. The one who chooses discipline is the pro. Past excuses. Apologize despite knowing that nothing will ever be the same again. Since you ought to. You are aware that you won't receive pardon. But you still need to. Because doing so is morally appropriate. That is what the other party is looking for. We play that part in the relationship for the other person. You might not think that you are mistaken. But making an apology is the proper thing to do if it helps others find atonement. Making the correct decision is always the right decision. The most important factor is to do what is right. Don't base your worth on how other people treat you. You will receive the treatment that the world wants to give you. You are powerless over that. Only the people you choose to listen to are yours. You are choosing to judge your value based on others who don't treat you nicely. Someone cares about you, somewhere. Beginning with oneself. Everything you are feeling right now will pass. What do you believe to be the worst thing ever? That is how it will feel when it occurs. Every morning when you wake up, it will be the first thing on your mind. Until it won't be one day. You won't remember how happy or sad you were tomorrow, no matter how happy or sad you are right now. Our sensations and emotions pass quickly. We consider them to be eternal. The worst thing in your life isn't what you think it is. The majority of sports are not field-based. They are psychological games. The top athletes have coaches who concentrate on their mental conditioning. Playing under the scrutiny of a lot of people. Despite the media hysteria, performing. Putting out their best effort while experiencing heartbreak. Sports go beyond the just physical. Considering that everyone may become physically strong. The majority of the mental game in sports. Nobody notices it. Just you. The path to success on the sports field is one of winning, mental dominance, and the enjoyment of choosing what to concentrate on. The exterior world is fueled by the inside one. Always. Ego is the biggest obstacle to learning. Your ego prevents you from interrogating those who are less experienced than you. I must be fully informed. How did I get so gullible? I cannot possibly be unable to do it without their assistance. A bubble is the ego. We spend the majority of our efforts safeguarding it rather than bust it and discover everything that is outside. Power comes from knowing what you don't know. A superpower is the ability to ask questions and learn new information. Is it 5 years of experience or 1 year of experience multiplied by 5 when you say you have 5 years of experience? You do not build experience in those years by repeatedly doing the same thing. Experience is best defined as doing new things, stepping outside of your comfort zone, remaining interested, never resting on your laurels, and expanding your knowledge. Experience isn't living according to a blueprint just because it's convenient. It is making the decision to lack experience. Learning to step outside of your comfort zone is the only model you need to follow. I'm done now. Every other template is a cage made to make your life more difficult in the name of convenience. Avoid becoming too at ease. Everyone should start the quest of finding a mentor. Don't rely just on one individual to serve as your mentor. Have several mentors to guide you in various areas of your life. Don't limit your definition of a mentor to those who are very experienced and older. People who have previously experienced or are now experiencing what you are experiencing may have a lot more to give in terms of perspective. When you choose mentors who are far more experienced than you are, you risk missing out on a lot. They won't even notice you need an explanation since the things you're looking for are so clear to them. They can relate to your issues if you choose mentors who are in the same age and experience bracket as you. They bring to light your problems, on the basis of what they wish they had, and provide ideas, not what they will develop into in 10 years. Different facets of existence. Various mentors. All at once. Who, for the most part, have lately experienced what you are. The majority of individuals compare choosing mentors to choosing sandwiches at your neighborhood Michelin star restaurant. Choosing them due to the fact that they have been in existence for the past 10 years. Choosing a mentor is a lot like choosing a Subway sandwich. You are in complete control. It is not my job. Death for startup but survival for an established business. Since a startup is a tiny business, you could wear several hats there. You are constrained by your "it's not my job" attitude. You are currently residing within limits that are completely fictitious. Everyone in a big corporation has a specialty in their job. The main benefit of having the attitude "it's not my job" is that it allows the person performing their job to do it properly. You fail to discover your passion. Your passion increases. Passion does not instantly turn you into M.F. Hussain, A.R. Rahman, or Sachin Tendulkar. Passion is the small inside nudge that pushes you to paint, make music, or play cricket, the pull that won't go away until you feed it every day. Passion is persistence because it keeps you going despite all the excuses to give up. No matter how skilled you are already, commitment to the task at hand is what defines passion. Because it would be tougher to not choose it, passion is committing to hard labor. It is absurd how many individuals make judgments by following their gut when they could be following an Excel spreadsheet. It is absurd how many individuals base their decisions on an Excel spreadsheet when they need to be following their hearts. The greatest way to make financial decisions is using an Excel spreadsheet. Making judgments concerning other people is best done from the heart. Every single one of us have the intrinsic ability to inquire endlessly. Then the parents and the school ruin it. As children, there was nothing wrong with us. With the exception of our surroundings, which taught us that asking questions is improper. Avoid making foolish inquiries. Don't speak out. That's stupid. False. You are welcome to ask questions. It's okay to have a genuine curiosity to learn more. Asking is perfectly acceptable, even if some would consider it to be stupid. It helps to know that, in a society where people fear being branded stupid, fostering your curiosity is the coolest thing. You may have numbed yourself because it was uncool to be interested. People only perceive your achievement once you achieve it. They only see failure if you fail. They are blind to the path. It's just you. You lived your life during this adventure. Nobody notices the several failures that came before that one great achievement. Because everyone is focused on the outcome, that you failed. No one can understand how you conquered your habits and systems despite having failed. What matters most is who you develop to be via the journey of success and failure. Nothing else would be seen. You alone would. That is your genuine life, so be it. As a consequence, everything either succeeded or failed. Your life was truly defined by what you did and who you became. Failure and success were only outcomes. It is important what you carry in your heart to get there. When you constantly worry about what other people will think of you, you frequently wind yourself doing what they want. You will make selections that other people will enjoy if you fear that they won't. In the end, you would act as you like if you did not care about other people's opinions. Living in a jail cell with only the bars in front of you while worrying about what other people think of you. Although there is room on the sides for you to run, you decide to remain behind those bars. The easy method to escape those bars? Do you know what you want? 3 connections that pretty much sum up all that occurs in our life. In addition to our relationships with time, money, and ourselves, we also have relationships with other people. Nobody anticipates a CA to create a visually appealing resume. Nobody anticipates hearing from a musician with an Excel sheet proposal. Nobody anticipates receiving a video resume from an engineer. Which is why they ought to think about implementing it. It's a terrific approach to get attention to fight the stereotype. Most employers would respond in one of 2 ways if you sent them a resume that wasn't how your resume must be, but rather how you are. They would either despise it, or they would remember you. Both are positive signals since businesses now decide who they should hire and who they shouldn't based on these criteria. What if I'm turned down? But what if you tried to blend in by delivering a conventional resume and were rejected from the location where you were meant to be original? The coolest approach to attract attention is to just be yourself. Which most folks find frightful. That is why the majority of people don't. The unorthodox path is occasionally uncomfortable. The agony of living life according to a blueprint is constant. It will be unsettling and frightful to follow your own path. What's even scarier, you ask? To pass the way that everyone uses and then discover you've never wanted to follow it. A lot of opposition is required to break free from tradition and pursue your own interests. However, it prevents you from experiencing a great deal of inner resistance for the rest of your life, allowing you to choose the course, the regrets you want to avoid, and the joy you want to achieve. Simply by taking an unorthodox approach and avoiding the obvious. You may be who you are and be in trouble for a year. You may even pretend to be someone else and avoid looking in the mirror. Why choose for the latter when the former provides a simple opportunity to break free from the herd? The most crucial thing to establish when honing your abilities is your reputation.